To start out, I want to make a note here that this is a spoiler-heavy video, and if you haven't seen the entirety of Fringe, then please do so right now, because it's an awesome show. And seriously, afterwards, come here. Now that that's out of the way, observers are us. Well, not us literally, but us from the future. I'm going to start with their chronological beginning, so take that as you wish. In 2167, there was a group of scientists in Norway doing research on how to make humans more rational. They realized that they could remove the parts of the brain dealing with negative emotions such as hate and aggression, and replace them with rational thought. After that, years pass by and technology increases and they start to remove all types of emotion in order to have higher rational thought. They stop breeding in the traditional way and make humans grow from DNA from designated donors. By 2609, the human race has pretty much extinguished all emotions and made a truly equal world. There's only white men with no emotions. And they have also gained the level of technology to basically call themselves gods. They put the doctor's hardest to shame with their level of time travel. In fact, that you can't even call it time travel, because it is said within the show that they have progressed to the point that they actually exist outside of time and can observe it as it unfolds rather than actually being subject to it. Now that is all fine and dandy, but getting back to the point, in their time, Earth is actually basically a toxic wasteland. So what they do is they plan to utilize their technology and travel back in time in order to save themselves. The first thing they do is send a science team of 12 to observe and make corrections to the timeline to ensure that their future is the one that absolutely happens. Although there's no way of knowing to what extent the science team observed our past, what we do know is in 1985, one of them named September walks in on Dr. Walter Bishop of the alternate universe as he was about to find out the cure for his dying son Peter. This distracts him and makes it to where he does not make the cure for Peter and otherwise moves on to other theories. Fortune does favor Peter on the other hand, because Walter from the other universe, our universe, the universe that is mostly seen throughout the show, and ultimately the one that Peter chooses to live in, was watching Walternate as he was being distracted and actually saw how to save Peter's life. So what he does is he goes to a lake and basically builds a machine on this frozen lake in the middle of it, which I say is quite dangerous. But in any case, he goes and breaks into the other universe, kidnaps Peter, brings him to his universe, falls into the lake, and September, in the hopes of more or less restoring balance to the timeline to make it all okay, saves their lives. Now, this causes huge ramifications as Peter is now in the wrong universe. He is now going to marry the wrong Olivia. He is now going to have the wrong child, and ultimately, they're also introducing the fact that the universe's barriers are breaking, and this causes problems in which there's basically a cold war between the two universes, although the majority of people in either universe don't know what's happening, and Peter was almost completely erased from the timeline via the observers because they wanted to make it all go away. In 2015, the humans known as observers from the year 2609 invade. This is what the science team of 12 was not even told was going to happen. The observers take over and create a totalitarian occupation. This holds until 2036, when the Fringe team eventually succeeds in a drastic plan of taking an observer child that they found earlier in the show called Michael to the year 2167, where he would be able to show the scientists in Norway how to create a being with just as much emotion as a regular human, but with all the rational thought that observers would eventually have. September, now a regular human, as punishment of helping the natives and gaining emotion and, well, basically falling from grace, was originally going to be the one to take Michael, the observer child, who is his child, by the way, to the year 2167, but died prematurely. This made it to where Walter had to sacrifice his future with Peter and Agent Dunham and take Michael and circumvent the possible timeline that is the observers. And thus, we end where we began, the observers being created and destroyed in the year 2167,